Hello? It's very dark. It's very dark. Let's see if I can get a little light. Oh, okay. Okay. Not answering that is work. It is work, and I am supposed to be working. So something's not right. Well, my light. Lee's usually over here, and I don't know. Somehow it makes the light different. Anyway, so let me get. I can't see my chat good. Oh well, glasses would help, I guess. This is the wrong glasses. Yeah, wrong glasses. Hang on. Hang on, y'all. I got to get situated here. As bad as I hate wearing glasses, I'm going to have to. So, let's see. I'm still doing something. Let me pull that up there so I can see the chat better. I have a very big screen because of work, a big screen. And things can be way over here or way over here and so I have to pull my window up here to where I can see it better. Anyway, so hello, Jesus is Lord, kiss my grass acres and Patty. Um, Hope everybody's doing good today. It is beautiful here. I wished I was outside. I was outside for a little bit. I just came in. I had set this all up, ready to just come in and get on it because I had to go take pictures for a ribbon cutting for work. And it was at 10 o'clock, so I knew I'd be rushing to get back in here. I actually did get back here in time to grab a quick bite of my food. And I'll tell you about my food in a minute. Hey, Nancy, our treasured home. I could use some prayers. My eyes are still swollen from an allergic reaction to milk. Okay, y'all pray for Red. And yeah. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Nancy at our treasured home had something going on besides the normal. I know we're all normally um, getting older. That's what the doctor tells me. Getting older, and you just naturally have some things that. Have y'all heard that? How many of y'all have heard that from your doctor? Well, you're getting older, and naturally, you're going to have some things that hurt and don't work right. And yeah, yes, the doctors are full of it. That's what I first heard about my eyes. The first thing was my eyes when I had to get bifocals, and that's been, gosh, 15 years ago, probably. And that doctor was the first one that said that to me was, well, when we get older, our eyes don't like what? Wait a minute. Yes, I have, and quite going to quit going to that doctor. Hi, Mac. Oh, it is my alpha gal, and the carpal tunnel in my left hand is acting up. That's what I was talking about, your carpal tunnel. I know you had said something yesterday on Kathy's that about praying for. Um, Praying Red, I understand a lot. Yeah. So I just mostly have my joint pain that bothers me a lot. And my eyes. I still have these spots in my eyes that drive me insane. And they've done everything. I've been to the eye doctor, gosh, I don't know, 5 times. She sent me to neurology. They've done a CAT scan and an MRI and wanted to do a sleep study. I didn't do the sleep study. My insurance wasn't paying for anything except the initial doctor visit. My insurance will pay for the $80 initial office visit, and they won't pay nothing else. I've done fought with them, argued with them. It's a cheap, crappy insurance is all I could afford, and I don't have insurance at work or anything like that. So it's terrible insurance, but it's all I've got right now, and they don't want to pay nothing. They will pay the initial office visit, which is usually 65 or 80, depending on which one where you go. And then they won't pay for testing. They didn't pay for the CAT scan or the MRI or nothing. And I went to they didn't pay the eye doctor visit, but they did pay, which is not written on there for dental, but at the dentist office, I went to the dentist and got a tooth pulled and cleaning, and they will pay for one cleaning a year, and they paid a little bit on I think they paid just the initial visit to the dentist, but not the extraction. So, whatever. So, needless to say, went through all that and owe about $6,000 to the doctors for lab work and all that stuff, and still don't know what's wrong with my eyes. So that's frustrating, very frustrating. And I have these permanent spots that don't go away. The eye doctor keeps telling me they should fade away. It's the gel in the back of your eyes that when you get older, after you turn 60, the gel in the back of your eyes starts coming loose or something and can cause floaters, really bad, bad floaters, and they tend to calm down and your mind adjusts to them. Well, my mind ain't adjusting to nothing. I've got serious floaters. They call them floaters, but these are not like the kind that go by. These are stuck there. So anyway, it's driving me crazy. I wish somebody would get to the bottom of it, but I ain't going back to the doctor. I didn't do the sleep study. That was one thing they wanted me to do. I didn't do. I had the carpal tunnel release 2 years ago. I'm so mad at the doctors. I don't know what you mean by carpal tunnel release. I don't know what that means, but if that's the surgery, if that's what they call the surgery, my sister had carpal tunnel surgery, but that was years ago, and it still bothered her. It didn't help a whole lot. It still bothered her. But I've talked to people since then, more recent people that have carpal tunnel that got it and say it worked great and all that. So they tell me it's a whole lot less invasive procedure now, and they're a whole lot better at it or something. But I whatever. I think I have that too, and I just whatever. I just deal with it, and I don't know. I hate going to the doctor, so I try to do what I can at home. AZ Highland Homestead. Hello. Yeah, I ate a banana nut muffin, actually 3 of them. It, of course, had milk in them and caused a hard reaction. Yep, gotta be careful. I'll go back to what I was saying at first. I just got back from doing a photo at a ribbon cutting for the newspaper, and it was at they opened up a Boss Burrito, and I don't know if anybody knows what that is. It's, of course, burritos, but I don't know if I don't think it's a chain. It may be a chain. I don't know if anybody else has Boss Burrito, but these people opened one here in my county, in Wickliffe, in my county, and then in the next county over, in the bigger town of Paducah, they have 2, one on each side of town, of Boss Burrito, and it is a Mexican family, and legally, and here legally, and they have 3 businesses now, and it was really good. I had to try some because I was at the ribbon cutting and they were doing Taco Tuesday. So they had dollar tacos, and I am not a taco fan, but they have chicken. They had chicken tacos. And so what I done, I got my taco and got it loaded, and then I dumped it out of the shell and didn't have the shell. And now at home here, I have the low carb shells. I could have come home and put it in one of my low carb shells, but I didn't really have time to do all that. So because I had to be on here, so I come running in and just scooped it out into the plate and threw the shell away and ate it, and it was delicious. And it was really, I want to say, more authentic Mexican than some places that we have, way better than any Taco Bell or Taco John or any of that. So it was really good. And they had the one thing I did do bad though, bad, because I am on a low carb, high protein diet. And the one thing I did do, they had street corn. And I hadn't had street corn in a long, long time. My daughter, that is in the Air Force, came home one year and made street corn for everybody for Thanksgiving, and it was so good. And I hadn't had it since. And they had street corn, and I was like, well, give me some of that street corn too. So now my daughter made it on the cob, like she made took corn on the cob and rolled it in the different things and put mayonnaise on it and rolled it in things. This was in a bowl. It was off the cob, but it had the same flavors. It had the same stuff in it, only off the cob. And it tasted just like the other. So it was a lot easier to eat though. So it was good. It was so good. And I'm sorry. Yes, I had corn. I didn't have my taco shell, but I did have some corn. So blew my low carb thing. So my work is trying to call me again. I put it on silence. I may have to get off here early so I can call work because they have called me 3 times. As soon as I came on live, they've called 3 times. They're calling again. So I'm going to have to call them back in a minute. But we'll talk first. I'll ignore them for a little while. I'm working from home now, and I'm supposed to be part-time. And when I came to work from home, instead of going into an office, I told them I would work 3 days a week. Well, now it has become 4. And when I first was working at home, trying to work 3 days a week, I was able to get up and do laundry and work a little, and get up and do dishes and work a little. And at that time, when I start working at home, was in the summertime. So I would go out in my garden a little bit and come in and work a little bit. And it has gotten to where I'm doing more and more, and it's become 4 days all day long. And I'm about ready to tell him about himself. So I would love for him to see that I'm live and come on here, and I could tell him on here. So yeah, I'm about ready to tell him about himself and say, nope, going back to the 3 days. Don't bother me on Monday or Friday. But I am supposed to be working right now, and I'm not. So answer it and come back, or they might be driving up to say, nah, they'll be all right. He'll be all right. He'll calm down maybe in a minute, and I'll call him back when we get done. So I do have a list here in front of me. I'm gonna try to get through, but I wanted to tell about the Boss Burrito and the confess to the street corn. And confessing to the street corn, I did have street corn, and it was delicious. But shouldn't have had the corn. We know corn is not good for you. We all know that. Corn has no nutrients, is not good for you, and it is high in starches and carbs. But man, I love some popcorn. Whew. And the street corn was delicious. I can do without corn most of the time, but the street corn I had to have, and if I smell popcorn, it's over. I'm having popcorn. I try to just maybe not eat so much, eat a little, be satisfied, and that's it, So tell him that you don't take your phone to the bathroom. Yeah, I have told him everything, and he just don't. He will still ask me to do more or call me or, is it just, I don't think he gets it, but he's fixing to because Teresa's fixing to tell him. Promise I am. Anyway, if Kathy was on here, Kathy would be laughing at me because Kathy has heard this so many times, and Holland and Lily have heard it, and I keep putting up with him, but I'm about ready to not put up with him anymore. And I've been saying that for, well, ever since they've known me, ever since Kathy's known me, ever since Holland and Lily has known me, I complain about my boss and my job, and I just keep doing it. Flush your toilet when you call. Anyway, so yesterday, so let me get back on track here on my list. I had said I was going to go live on Monday after Kathy, but I didn't get to because I had to. I had to get out and go do some things. I had to go to a take a photo at the school, and that was for FFA tag, ag tag for FFA, which my granddaughter is the FFA president here, and so that was awesome. And she does everything. This child does everything. She's the one I post on Facebook with basketball pictures all the time and softball. And she got a softball scholarship, full ride scholarship for softball. She's the FFA president. She's in the beta club. She's FBLA. I don't even know what all. She does everything. And she's very competitive. So she has to be the best at everything. She thinks. She thinks she has to be the best at everything. So anyway, I'm proud of her. I'm very proud of her. But I know that she runs her mom and dad ragged. Sometimes runs me ragged, trying to keep up with all the things she does. But anyway, I did go out, take a picture, and I had to wait. I had to go to the bank, so I had to wait for the bank to open and go to the bank. And, and then in the meantime, my oldest daughter texted me and said she was going to be here close at a church. And she said, I'm coming over for lunch at 12 when we get out. So it was a homeschool thing that she was at the local church, and they done it was 10 to 12, and so she was going to come over for lunch at 12, which is what time I was going to go live, and I wasn't going to tell her no, don't come, you know, family first. Sorry. I wasn't going to tell her no, don't come, so I just changed this back to today instead of doing it yesterday when I wanted to. I did watch Kathy live and then had lunch prepared and ready. So when my daughter got here, her and one of the little grandkids, and we had pimento cheese sandwiches and chili. And anyway, so hey, Susan Gotchi. That's Susan, not Scott. I think. Susan and Patty, the tinker's wife. Hello. And Meredith. Oh, I hadn't seen Meredith, 4 Mile Creek Farm. I hadn't seen that in a while. Welcome in. I was just telling why I didn't go live yesterday, Tuesday. This is my normal time I was going live. I had to stop for a little while because I was so busy, and I think I got kind of down. Kind of. I was just thinking. I was just outside in the sunshine. It's so nice here today. It's warm. It may have gotten up to 60. It's warm out, sun's shining. It's so nice. And I think we had bad weather. Of course, winter. We've had winter and bad weather, and no sunshine for most of the last 2 or 3 months. and 2 months anyway, probably three. Um, it gets you down. It gets you, you know, whatever they call it, cabin fever or whatever the heck you call it. It gets you down and dragging, and you just don't feel as good, and you feel I feel, I'm talking for myself, y'all might not be this way, but I feel I get grumpy. I get grumpy and down and don't feel good, and it just makes you feel worse all over. And so, anyway, whatever reasons, I had kind of quit doing the Tuesday live, and I wasn't eating healthy either. My Tuesday live was started about healthy eating, and I hadn't been eating healthy for a little while. But I'm back at it, trying to get back on. Of course, except for my lunch, I told y'all about already. Some of y'all weren't in here, but I went to a ribbon cutting at a Boss Burrito, and they had really authentic Mexican food that was more like if you ever go down to Texas. My daughter that's in the Air Force graduated from San Antonio. We went down to San Antonio and done the river walk, and my daughter graduated from Air Force boot camp down there, and the food was just different. The Mexican food down there is just different than what we're used to up here, and this is more like that was. So I guess they call it Tex-Mex, maybe. I think. I'm not sure. Or maybe what we're used to up here is Tex-Mex, and that was more real. I don't know. Anyway, they had Mexican street corn, and I couldn't resist. So I have confessed that I did have corn for lunch. So now everybody else is calling me. I just don't know, y'all, what's going on. I may have to answer the phone because now my daughter's calling me. Everybody's trying to get a hold of me. Maybe my work called my daughter and said, "What's your mama doing? I can't get her on the phone." I don't know, but this is the fourth phone call since I came on 18 minutes ago. Three of them was my work, and now my daughter's calling. I may have to get off here early, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know. Trying to get to the healthy eating part. So let me plow on to that real quick. Yes, it makes me feel like that too. Sunshine makes me feel better. Yes. Seasonal depression. Yes. We all get that? I guess we all get that. And you just don't feel good. And today it's so nice out. I went to that ribbon cutting and was standing out there in the sunshine, and it feels like spring, and it made me feel so much happier just today, you know? I just feel so much better. I'm ready to get out there and, you know, I'm ready to get out there and garden, but I know better. I know we can't do that yet. I think I'm the opposite. I love the winter. Oh, no, no. Woo, not me. So let me plow on through a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I'm on the low carb, high protein. I'm trying to get back on what my doctor put me on. Excuse me, which is low carb, high protein, no sugar, lots of water. I drink my water, my flavored water. I hate drinking plain water, but there is one. I'm sure there's more than one, but there is one that I drink that is good. It's good, and it's good for you. It's not bad, and it has, I believe, stevia instead of some of the other ones that are not real good for you. It is called Stir, Stur, Stir, and it is a better of the flavors for your water. I'm going outside to play in my garden after this live. Oh, good. Well, that's awesome. I'm going to have to play on the computer. I'm at to work. But anyway, good for you. It makes you feel so much better. Anyway, I'm trying to get back on what my doctor put me on, low carb, high protein, all of that, and prayer. So that's one thing I wanted to really mention is this lady, Kim Dolan Leto, has several books about healthy eating, and hers is about God-made food, eating God-made food, not processed food. That's her main thing. But her main thing above that is prayer. we can pray for the Lord to help us eat right. And there's, she keeps saying in her book, letting you know there's nothing wrong with that. We think we need to pray for everybody else and we need to pray for, but she's saying there's nothing wrong with praying for the Lord to help you control your eating, or, eat the right foods. And anyway, so I got that book back out. I had it before. I've had this book a long time, and I went by it before. And if nothing else, and I told this before on some of my lunch lives, if nothing else, this book helped me with my prayer life. So it's a very good book for the way you eat and the way you think about eating, but also about your prayer life. It's kind of almost a devotional that I like to look through every morning, and anyway. And she does have a devotional, by the way. That's another book. I have all her books, and I'm getting them back out and going back through them. And if nothing else, it helps my prayer life. I hate drinking my water too. I don't mind not having flavor, but it has to be ice cold. That's the only way I will drink it. Me too. Exactly. You always need to pray for yourself. Yes, that is the relationship with the Lord. Yep. I'm like that, Meredith. My water has to be ice cold. The Lord is concerned with every part of our lives. Hey, Christy Betts. I hadn't seen you lately. I hope you're doing good. Yes. That's kind of her thing, is the Lord is the Lord wants us to be happy and wants us to be healthy. And so, there's no reason you should pray for yourself as well as others, in everything, about everything. So anyway, it always helps me with my prayer life. I got these books back out and I'm going to go through them again. And let's see, let me push on before they start calling me again. They liable to have my daughter come get me. I don't know. They keep calling me, and then my daughter start calling me. I'm like, my boss is probably calling my daughter saying, "What's wrong with your mama? She won't answer me." Anyway, I'm going to move on. Okay, so in the low carb, and this is my thoughts, and I would love feedback on some of this. In my opinion, so when you go on like keto, I done keto and I lost some weight. I gained a little bit back. I didn't gain it all back. I gained a little bit back. And then my doctor put me on the low carb, high protein. But for the low carb on keto, you can't have a lot of vegetables and fruits that have carbs in them. And I cannot for the life of me be okay with that. I try to eat more green vegetables that are low carb, but sometimes you want a salad, and there's a lot of carbs in some of the salad things. Um, I can't do that. I'm going to eat a salad. I've been making salads and just being okay with it. And I just tell myself, well, they're okay carbs. Those are good carbs. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. So I'm not on keto, because on keto you can't have all that. And that's kind of where my doctor was going with. She told me, don't do keto, do low carb, high protein, no sugar, but she said don't have all the fat that you can have on keto. Avocado fat is fine. Those fats are okay. But on keto, you can have bacon, all the bacon you want to eat. And I was doing that. And your fat on your meat. And she's saying, cut some of that fat. You can have some, but don't eat so much fat like you can have on keto. Don't do the fat bombs. And I was doing all that, bacon, fat bombs. And I did lose weight. But as soon as I started eating some of the other stuff again, I gained a lot of it back. Not a lot of it, less than half of it, but still gained some back. So I'm going this time like salads are okay. I try not to eat a whole gob of those, of that kind of stuff. I'm trying to eat like we love broccoli. Anything Lee'll eat, Lee will not eat salads. But if there's something Lee'll eat that is good for you, oh my gosh, because he will eat broccoli, y'all. So we have broccoli a lot and green beans and um, he will eat turnip greens. So we have turnip greens a lot. And I can all that stuff so that we can have not broccoli. I can green beans and turnip greens, and we have that a lot. So Patty said I'd just try moderation. I'm kind of trying to do that too. And I usually can. I'm okay with that most of the time, but then there'll be something really good and I'll overeat and be like, "Oh, dummy, that was okay, but you ate too much of it." You know? So it's really hard. It's really hard. And that's one reason, like with this lady talking about praying about it, I really, really, really have to pray constantly about what I eat. And and you know what? I must say, and I'm ashamed of myself. I must say something I'm ashamed of. I'm ashamed of myself when I eat at home by myself. I don't pray before I eat. I didn't pray before I ate because it's just me. I just grab some food and eat it. And now, especially when I'm really reading her books and figuring that, I pray every time because I have to pray, Lord, don't let me overeat. Lord, help me to use this food for nourishment and not overeat. And so it really helps me with my prayer life. So let's see. I have a list of high protein foods. I didn't get that out. It's somewhere on my computer, and I was going to read some of those to y'all. But there's a lot of high protein foods that I'm trying to kind of watch that list and have a lot of those high protein foods that are good for you and, you know, um, not, um, don't have carbs. And of course, we know meats, eggs, cheese, but then cheese is a little bit fatty, but I don't really watch cheese a whole lot. But meat, eggs, cheese, gosh, I knew I should have got that list. Avocados, what else? Lentils. Lentils has some carbs, but it is very high protein. So I'm trying to kind of keep up with some of that and eat some of those high protein foods that are not just meat, not just meat, eggs, and cheese, but some of those others that are high protein. And I can't think of them now. Salad dressing is what I have a hard time cutting back. Well, I used to not like the vinegar salad dressings and I wanted ranch, but I have gotten myself used to the vinegary ones. So I don't have a big problem with that anymore. I use balsamic vinegar or, sometimes if I have a lemon, I'll squeeze lemon juice on there, good amount of lemon juice and then a little bit of balsamic vinegar. And I have gotten to be okay with that. I don't make a production out of praying over meals, but I'm thanking the Lord for being able to eat. No one is perfect. Leave me alone. Sorry, y'all. No one is perfect. I'm tired of dwelling on food. Yeah, that's a thing too. So much, but it is necessary to be wise about your health. Prayer is a relationship that is necessary. You need some fat because that is what our brains need. Yes, and she didn't say cut fat out. She was just saying watch it, not have a whole lot of it. Like on keto, you're supposed to have a lot of fat because you're transitioning the carb energy over to fat energy. And my doctor's saying that's not necessary. But you can have good fats like some of your meat fat and avocados and olive oil, whatever, some fats are fine. Cheese is a no-no for me. It's made with milk. Yep. I'd probably cry if I had to give up cheese. Some olive oil and red wine vinegar is a great salad dressing. Um, yeah. Ben's, I didn't say hi to Ben's. Let's see. Okay. We use the vegan cheese and dairy free. So I'm gonna let's see. What else? So I have had a few things lately. Oh, here's a recipe I saw a while ago, yesterday. I saw this yesterday and I am going to try this. It sounds so good. It looked so good. I don't know if any of y'all saw it. It popped up on my Facebook or something, one of those reels that pop up on your Facebook. But it looked so good. It was onion rings. So she took his low carb onion rings. So she took, I wished I had a picture of it. She took and laid down a paper, what do you call it? Paper that you bake on, parchment paper. She put down a parchment paper and she sprinkled Parmesan cheese all over it. And then she laid down thin sliced onion rings. And then she put a little olive oil on top of that. And then just some garlic and paprika and salt. And you could just use the garlic if you wanted to, garlic and salt, say. And then she baked it until the onions were crispy and made these onion rings that looked so darn good. I have to try that. I might try that tonight. That just looked so good. Ah, and then she was using it and dipping it, but I think I could eat it without dip, I believe. I like onions. I believe I could do it without dip. Really playing the ads through this. Oh, on mine? Sorry. And I thought I had that fixed because there is a place that you can tell it to let you add your own ads or something like that. And I wasn't sure if that was working or not. So thank you, Christy. Now I know that don't work. Anyway, and they're probably playing food ads. I mean, wouldn't that be about right for them to play food ads while I'm talking about healthy eating? We haven't had any ads yet. Okay, well, Christy did evidently. I saw that same reel about the cheesy onion crispy thing. Yes, it looked so good. I've got to try that. Oh, they just looked so good. And another one, now this one's not, this is healthy. It's healthy, but it's not low carb, not low carb. But I had to try it and it's for real. Another one this lady took, she made healthy Snickers. Okay, y'all listen up. She made healthy Snickers. She took dates, and I had some dates here. She took some of the big old dates. I have these big old Monjul. I don't know how to say it. Mojul dates. And you cut them in half. And mine had pits. So you cut them in half and take the little pit out. And then you spread peanut butter in there. Peanut butter. And close them back up and dip them. I didn't dip them. I just poured it over the top of the chocolate. You could use like Lily's dark chocolate is low carb, low sugar, no sugar, maybe no sugar. Lily's, chocolate has is it no sugar or low sugar? I don't know. Or it may be made with Splenda or something. But anyway, I didn't use that. I used chocolate skinny syrup. So you take the dates, put the peanut butter in, close those up, put your chocolate on them or dip them in chocolate, and then a little bit of sea salt over the top. And then you put them in the freezer and let them get hard. Now, I left mine in the freezer overnight and they were too hard. So don't leave them in the freezer a long time, just long enough to get hard for the chocolate to get hardened up. And they taste just like a Snickers bar. I kid you not. So there. And that's a healthy Snickers. Now, the dates do have carbs and it's sweet, but it was so good. That's all you do. Dates, peanut butter, chocolate, and a little bit of sea salt. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I could have ate every one of them, but I didn't because it had a lot of carbs. So I think just one had like 17 carbs. The fridge might be better. Well, and then yes, that would be fine. What I done, I put them in the freezer, but I forgot and left them overnight, and then they were really hard. So then I took them out and put them in the refrigerator, and I left them in the freezer overnight, so they were hard. But now I've got them in the refrigerator. And what I'm going to do, because it's rich, so you really can't eat a whole lot of them. I just been eating one. When I feel like I really want something sweet, I'll eat one, and it's plenty. You don't really want anything else. I said I could eat them all because it was so good, but it's rich. So I'm not big on sweets anyway. So something like that is almost too much sugar for me anyway. And it's not sugar, it's sweet. That was almost too sweet for me. I mean, it tastes just like a Snickers. It's crazy. But anyway, there you go. There's two recipes, healthy recipes. One of them's not low carb. The other one would be low carb. Um, so I think that's all that's on my list. And yep, that's all that's on the list. So um, dates are very healthy. And I had heard that because that woman that I watch, I've talked about her. I talked about her on our Friday Night Live. That Lee at Little House on the Mountain. I have watched her some because she's so calming. She's got a very calming presence, and she talks about living a simple life. And I've watched several of her videos, and she eats very healthy, but not low carb or anything. But she's this big around. She's like the skinniest person I've ever seen. But it's because she has had some health problems. But she's gotten her health back. And anyway, she's just calming. She talks about the Lord. I mean, she's a good Christian, talks about the Lord. She's very calming and relaxed and living a simple life. And she done the dates. That's why I got the dates, because she was eating dates with cheese, some kind of cheese in it, like not a, I can't remember what kind of cheese. It starts with an M. Anyway, she was eating dates with this cheese in them, and I bought the dates, and then I hadn't ate them yet, and then I saw this, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to eat the dates, because I found out the dates were kind of high in carbs, and I wasn't gonna eat them, but when I saw this, I had to. Let me read a little bit. Hey, hedgehogs, I've been watching some really cool shorts. I guess you call them short reels. Those reels. Hedgehogs Homestead has been doing some really cool reels. Those are fun to watch. I haven't never done the reels, and I don't even know how to do the reels, but I like watching them because it's quick and you can kind of watch a lot. You can watch 10 of those in just a few minutes. And it's usually cute. It's usually just cute, quick stuff you can watch real quick. So they're doing great with those. And I think lots of people are going to those. I saw even, I think it was Roots and Refuge had a couple of reels that popped up on my stuff. And I don't even know how to do that, but that would be cute. Remember my mom making a date roll when I was a kid. A date roll. Let's see. Oh, wait. I missed Red's comment. My eyes are extremely swollen. I can finally breathe now, and itching is gone. It's so hard to eat healthy. I go to the store with the best of intentions, but then I see all that Easter candy. I don't have a problem with candy much, really. Like I'm not real big on sweets, but then it'll be something that'll hit me, especially ice cream. I do love ice cream. So if somebody's got ice cream around me, that's hard to resist. Popcorn's really hard to resist. Just certain things that just I'm done. I've heard those. I don't know how to say that. I wish Patty the Tinker's wife was here. She could tell me how to say that. M- um, Majul dates. Anyway, Majul dates are nutritious. That's what these are. And yes, that's the cheese right there, Patty. I don't know how to say that either. That cheese, high fat cheese like cream cheese with a tangy flavor. Well, that's what she was putting in her dates. But she was eating them because they were a healthy snack. And that's what made me order some. And then after I'd done ordered them, I found out they were a little bit high in carbs. Let's see. Meredith, me too. I saw a video of a 4-year-old who drove grandma's truck to the store. He said he needed Reese's candy. Oh, Red, you might need a Benadryl. I prayed for that. I prayed for that was sure a bad reaction. Just ate popcorn with my sandwich. I only ever buy 85% cocoa chocolate bars now and eat a bar or two with coffee. Yeah. Yeah, I get the lilies now and then. And I can't remember what they have. Do they have the Splenda or stevia? Maybe they have stevia. But they're supposed to be healthy and good for you. And I get that every once in a while, especially the chips. I'll get the little Lily's dark chocolate chips and just sprinkle them in something, yogurt or something. Pray for you. That was really bad reaction. I gotta get some Benadryl. Okay. Sent you a Marco with the pronunciations. Thank you. I don't know how to say nothing. The little boy took out several mailboxes on the way. Oh my goodness. Oh me. So what else? Let's see. I was trying to think of what else I've been eating. I've just been trying to do low carb, high protein. And I've only been back on this about maybe not even 2 weeks, a week and a half, I'll say. So, and if I go to a ball game, I have to have popcorn. That's all there is to it. You can't smell that popcorn without having some popcorn. Good thing is, it's kind of good. A good thing, kinda, is they make their popcorn way too salty, so I can't eat much of it. I eat maybe, how those little bitty bags? Their bags are little bitty white bags, and I can't eat but about half of that because it's too salty. And I get water with it, so I'm drinking lots of water trying to get that salty popcorn down. So, um, automatic spell check drives me crazy. Yep, yep. Okay, so let me tell this real quick before I get off here, and then I'm gonna have to get off here because my boss is just gonna drive me crazy. He's liable to send the cops over to find out what's wrong with me. um, so I have been thinking about this channel and what um it's really hard to go live. Y'all know it's really hard to go live on a regular schedule because something always comes up. So, and I've been trying to do some videos, but man, this winter has been hard on me as far as wanting to do anything. I have been just stuck like a stick in the mud, stuck in a rut all winter, just getting my work done in church and going to my granddaughter's ball games. And so there seems like always something that pops up at time to go live. And so it's really hard to go live. And I want to get kind of back on a track of at least doing a couple of videos a week. Well, it's fixing to be time for foraging, I hope, hope, it's fixing to be time for foraging again. Probably one of the first things will be chickweed and for Cynthia, buds should be soon. So, I want to get back on to foraging and showing some of that. And I definitely for sure want to get back to a lunch live. I enjoy the lunch lives because I like talking about healthy eating and stuff. I might not be always doing it like I should, but I like to get information and feedback and talk about it. So here's one thing. I was talking to my friends, Holland and Lily at Higgs Rock Farm. I was talking to Holland, and I say Lily because she's always right there. Holland and Lily, and talking about wanting to kind of get my channel kind of going again good. And when I quit working soon, I'm going to put a lot of work into my channel, or our channel. I say mine because Lee don't like to do a whole lot. I've tried to get him to do his channel and he won't. I've tried to get him to do videos for this channel and he, you know. Anyway, Holland had a really good idea. We were talking about it, and I said, I want to do the foraging again soon, get that going again as soon as I can start foraging again. And we were just tossing ideas back and forth. And I said, I would like to go like my friend Lana. I know y'all have heard me talk about my friend Lana. She came to a couple of the picnics, and she lives here close. She has a absolutely beautiful place. She has a big Victorian house with she has like terraced yard grounds, whatever you call it. Her property is terraced, and she has two or three gardens, and she has flowers and herbs everywhere. And she has a big, nice gazebo out there. It's absolutely beautiful, y'all. And I have wanted so many times to go video at her place. So I had to get her talked into it first. I had to get her talked first into letting me come. Oh, there's Lee. That's because I'm at the moment and don't ever think about trying to video. That's because I'm are at the moment. Didn't know he was on there. Yeah, he popped in on me, snuck in on me. So anyway, she has a beautiful place, and I've been wanting to video some there. I've tried to talk her into doing her own channel for 2 or 3 years now. I've tried to talk her into doing her own channel because she's so good at all the stuff. She's a homesteader. She lives, it's in town actually, but they have a big property and she has everything. She has, she cans and has chickens and does everything that a lot of us do as homesteaders. I consider her a homesteader too. But anyway, I was talking about that, and Holland said, why don't you do a Teresa travels and go to different places and show people like that, people that don't have a channel but have a homestead. And I've wanted to do that before, and I think maybe I've even done that a couple of times. We've showed going to Holland's. So I really liked the idea, and I believe I'm going to start that as soon as. So I'm going to start Teresa Travels. It's not a different channel. It will be on this channel because it will mostly be homesteading type things. But it'll be other people's that don't have a channel but have the stuff we want to see and talk about you know. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to start because Lana has this beautiful place in the spring. She has tulips, all different colors of tulips everywhere. Tulips and daffodils, mostly tulips, but daffodils too. All different colors of daffodils, all different colors of tulips, all over her property. You won't believe it. And so that's when I'm going to start it. I'm going to go when her daffodils are blooming and show her property. And then maybe I'll go back when some of the flowers and herbs are going. And then maybe go back when her garden's in full, you know, summer. So let me read a little bit here and then I'm gonna have to get off here. Let's see. Mm, okay. I think it's okay to have a treat if you try to eat better most of the time. Life happens. It's jelly bean season. I can't resist. Seasonal effectiveness disorder, or SAD, as they call it. It is what a lot of people suffer when it gets cloudy and dark. I have a light I use that helps. Yeah, yeah. I've seen people have a light that helps. A matter of fact, the girl I was talking about, Lee, on that little mountain, little house on the mountain, she has a red light. Is it red? A light. Anyway, winter is really affecting me. This body doesn't like the cold. Me neither. Love the foraging. Low vitamin E in winter can make you feel bad. I was taking vitamin D. I don't know about E, but I was taking vitamin D for that, and then I quit. And I should have been taking it. Now I'm gonna get out in the sun, but I should have been taking the vitamin D, and I wasn't for a while. That's probably the main thing because I used to take the vitamin D, and somewhere along the way, I probably ran out and forgot to get any more. I don't know. Vitamin D I can get is from the sun. I'm allergic to the vitamin itself. That's because, oh, that's Lee. Let's not read Lee's comment again. Lana is a very nice lady. Yes, she is. She's sweet. She's so sweet. Lana is so sweet. I wish she would do a channel, but she said she really wanted to get the perfect name before she tried to do a channel. But I've talked her into letting me come over and video some of her place. Lee's the man, the myth, the legend. Holland is smart. Yes, he is. Love the idea. Got to jump off and get back to work. Tulips were my mom's favorite. I planted them where she could see them from the bed when she got bedridden. That's sweet. Vitamin D. Christy meant vitamin D, not E. Yeah. Yes, I need to, dang, take that again. Of course, now the sun's starting to shine. We're supposed to have nice weather. It's supposed to be nice all week. I can't wait. I'm going to get out there some. And if not before then, Friday, I'm going to be out there. So mostly I'm stuck in here working on this computer, and I am ready to get out there. And so I'm going to have a talk with the old boss and tell him I'm going outside. All right, so that's it. I went through my list. I gave y'all a couple of good, healthy recipes, and that's all I know. So hopefully, if nothing gets in my way, I will be live next Tuesday at 11 Central. So enjoy the nice weather. Yes, this week, because more cold is coming. 1st of March. Somebody told Lee that. Somebody told Lee that we were going to have another polar vortex or something. And I was hoping that wasn't true. But also, and I mentioned it at church, and somebody at church said they looked up the extended forecast and it didn't say that. But the guy that did say that has chicken barns, Ryan Hall. I trust Ryan Hall too. But a guy at church that has chicken barns had told Lee that we were going to get another bad round. And then I mentioned it that night at church, and he wasn't there. And somebody looked it up and said, well, it don't show that on the extended forecast. So I was hoping it wasn't true. But now that you've said it, and Ryan Hall said it, it's probably true. Another cold spell the first week of March and a little bit longer. Well, dang. Well, I better enjoy it while I can, huh? I better get out there while I can and enjoy it and get my vitamin D. Weatherman Plus. POW, Ponder on Weather, and Ryan Hall, and a lot of others. I usually watch Ryan Hall. That's about the only one we watch mostly, me or I do. And I know Lee watches him too. I don't know if he watches anybody else. Sometimes Adapt 2030, that guy sometimes will tell a little bit of weather, but his is mostly all over the place. Anyway, sometimes I catch his if he says something because he's in Tennessee. He's in Eastern Tennessee. So a lot of times if he's telling anything about weather, I kind of watch that too. Anyway, like Weatherman Plus. I'll have to check out Weatherman Plus. I haven't seen that, I don't think. All righty. Thank y'all for being on here. I got to get off here and call my boss. So I will see y'all next Tuesday. If we don't see you before, I don't know if we'll go live Friday night. I have no clue yet. We had to talk about it, see what's going on, and make sure the granddaughter, I think all her ball games are over. I know the home game is over and she's got one more away game, but I don't go to away games anyway. So basketball games are over, and I don't think softball's starting until the middle of March, like March 17th or something. So there you go. Hopefully we'll be live Friday night. If not, I plan to be live next Tuesday. And watch soon for Teresa Travels and Foraging. All right, that's it. I'm going to get off here. Y'all have a good day.